What's going on, guys? Hope everyone's doing well. A lot of you guys may know already that for the last probably 13 months, I have carried Klarus products exclusively. And so I have some good hand time on because I've carried a single 18650 cell Klarus literally every single day for just over a year now. I was really excited. I had been out of the game for a while and really excited when I heard that Klarus had released a new light, the 360x1, or at least new to me. Thanks to Daniel and the team at Going Gear, we got our hands on one, so we definitely want to thank them for that. And it's here now. So this isn't going to be a full unboxing of the light, guys. I'm sure there are other guys that have posted videos like that, but more or less this is actually going to be what I think is more relevant. This is not only going to be a review of the 360x1, but a comparison of what I believe that it was supposed to replace, which is the Klarus XT2CR. This is the exact one that I've been carrying for just over a year now. Now, full disclosure, guys, this light was replaced about 3 weeks ago by another 18650 cell light because, and I'm not trying to screw Klarus at all by saying this, but I want to be honest with you guys, I've had too many malfunctions with it, with the tail cap. I've put in freshly fueled cells into this guy, Klarus 3600 milliamp cells, and sometimes, probably no less than 7 times, I've had to unscrew the tail cap and put the tail cap back on just to actually get activation of the light. So reliability is everything to me, guys, and unfortunately it breaks my heart because this has really been a great light, but it's no longer my EDC light, so I just wanted to throw that out there. But I have one here, and I'm going to be comparing it against the 360x1 or 360x1 or however they call it. Right away, guys, you can tell from the advertising, this one's rated at 1800 lumens. Just to remind you guys, the XT2CR was rated at 1600. But it's also an 18650 cell, single 18650 cell light. I think the packaging is really nice. It's definitely a lot nicer than the XT2CR when I got it, but I'm not big into fancy packaging anyway, so it doesn't make a difference to me. But anyways, here we go. Pull it out here. Just set the box aside. It's still USB, rechargeable, just like the XT2CR. And even though you guys can probably already tell, you're going to see a lot of wear on the XT2CR, which is this one on my right hand, and the 360x1 in my left hand. You can see that the 360x1 is significantly girthier than the XT2CR, and a big reason for that is that you've got this rubber grip now across the center of the body. And I will tell you guys that this provides exceptional grip, probably more grip than any single 18650 cell light that I've ever handled. Can be a double-edged sword, and we'll get to that in a bit, but the grip's phenomenal on the 360x1. So before we get started here, because we are actually going to show beam shots as well, comparing the two, I just want to show you guys, because a lot of guys have commented asking what kind of cells we're using, and a lot of you guys are much smarter than I am when it comes to that kind of thing. But we have two fully charged 3600 milliamp Klarus 3.6 volt 18650 cells. So this is the XT2CR. I'm going to go ahead and put that back in now just to show you guys that it's as fair of a comparison as I can think of. And I'm going to check and make sure the light works because, again, I have had malfunctions with the light. And then this is the 360x1 and an identical Klarus 3600 milliamp 3.6 volt 18650 cell, just to show you guys. Okay, so we're good. All right, so the new thing, let me check functionality. Cool. The new thing about the 360x1 is the interface. They've kind of stepped away from the classic dual tail cap switch design. On the XT2CR, you had the circular button would automatically put you in high mode. Then you could adjust various outputs with the secondary button. And you had 2 possible modes for this particular light. So the secondary switch would either instantly put you in strobe, or the way I have it set up, it would put you in low mode. Okay? And then if you click and hold for more than a second, it would stay on. So I just clicked it again to turn it off. This newer user interface is designed to get, it actually has 3 mode settings. I tried to read the manual on it, guys, and it was really difficult for me to swap through the mode settings. So unfortunately, we're not going to have the different mode settings here. Primarily, I care most about the high mode setting on this light, and that's what the star of the show is going to be this time around. So in a similar fashion, the circular button, just like on the XT2CR, is the one that initiates instant high mode, and you do have momentary on that one. And then you can set up the ring to one of the 3 various different mode outputs that you can get from the instruction book. So basically your ring serves as the secondary switch, serves whatever role the secondary switch used to have. At least that's my understanding. Again, guys, full disclosure, I pulled the 360x1 out of the box, and for you Klarus guys out there, you're gonna know exactly what I'm talking about when I say this. It scared me because like the first time I hit the high mode button, I witnessed the step down. To you guys that haven't used Klarus products, you probably don't know what that is, but every Klarus light that I've ran up till now, unfortunately, and I've loved most of the Klarus lights, they witness this thing where when they first come on, it's like you get that full 1600 or whatever the lumens is that it's rated at, and then within the fraction of a second, you can visibly see a step down and you know you're not out that output anymore. That was the first thing I looked for in the 360x1 because that in itself was almost a deal breaker when I got the XT2CR. Unfortunately, I don't know if it was my first try or maybe the second, but it was right out of the box, guys. I witnessed a step down with the 360x1, which is really disheartening to me. The other thing is that I have been playing and reading the manual trying to figure out just how to adjust the mode settings with the new 360 ring. Guys, I got to tell y'all that I don't have the strongest grip in the world, but I don't have the weakest. And if you don't hit this switch in the exact sensitive spot, it will not activate the light at all. Now, maybe I just have a dud from Klarus. I don't know. But it's the one that I have, and the high mode works perfectly fine aside from the step down, which to me is a big problem. But just to give you guys an example here, I mean, I am thumb wrestling this thing as hard as I can. And I don't even know how it just turned on there in that one spot. So it's strobing now. But as you can see, I am literally, if I move, and maybe you can get on top of this. So right in this spot here, I am pressing down with everything I have, and it doesn't activate the light. I'm literally lifted my thumb up and moved over a fraction of an inch, and the strobe's now on, giving the exact same pressure. I like consistency, guys. I haven't gotten it once from the new design, from this 360-degree ring, and I hate that. I hate that because the tactileness is perfect on this. I mean, it feels great in the hand. It feels great in the hand, but if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Klarus has always put their pocket clips in a position that I don't find ideal simply because there's so much light hanging up that I'm going to show you guys this, that when you put it in your pocket, it almost feels a little dorky. Because so much of the light sticks out. Now, I don't know if you picked up on this or not, but I had mentioned earlier in the video that the rubber grip around the body of the light provides exceptional grip, guys. The best I've probably ever felt on a single 18650 cell. But if you didn't see it with me putting it in the pocket, you'll surely catch it with it coming out. The double-edged sword to it, guys, is that it is hard to get in and out of a pocket. And earlier in the video, I'm sure you saw me actually taking material, scraping material off the rubber from my pant pocket. So it's incredibly grippy, and I guess the good thing about that is it is not going anywhere when it's in your pocket. But it's difficult to put in, and it's difficult to take out. Again, good thing, bad thing, that's up for you to decide. Just is what it is. And again, it is girthy too. So if a light like the XT2CR was too wide for you, the 360 is wider, guys. It is still running on the same cell because of the rubber. Something to consider, okay? So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna compare beam shots between the two. We're only gonna go in at high mode, so the main circular button's on both. One of those reasons is because I haven't been able to get the 360 ring to work accurately to compare the others. So hopefully not everyone's having that problem, and hopefully Klarus is aware of that problem, or maybe this is just a dud and they can knock that out, because I really want this light to be a home run. But behind me, or in front of me, I have a beige wall that's about 7 yards from me now. Now clearly, guys, in high mode, I don't even know how the camera's gonna pick this up because both these lights produce beautiful beams when they're working, right? But I just wanted to show you guys the difference between the XT2CR and the new 360x1. I'm going to start with the XT2CR, and I'm going to turn off the kitchen light just to get you'll see here there's very little, if any, ambient light. You probably can't see anything at all right now. But this first beam up here, guys, is going to be the XT2CR on high mode. To this day, Klarus produces one of the most beautiful beams for me. I really, really, really like the central hotspot on their beams, and I love how it goes into a gradual spill. I think they've really mastered that. And you'll notice, guys, that this time there was no step down. So you're getting the light on a fully charged cell at its maximum. This is it at its best. This is the XT2CR, okay? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna transition the beam over to the picture, and then in its spot, in its old spot, I'm going to turn on the new 360x1 on high, okay? Here it is. Now I can tell you guys that honestly in person, it looks like the 360x1 produces more than a 200 lumen difference in terms of its brightness. And just to show you guys that the XT2CR is still on, this is me moving it. Okay? But this is the new 360x1, and you're definitely getting more light from the 360x1, that's without question. That's without question. It's also a more yellow light as well. It's got a warmer tint to it than the XT2CR. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to turn the kitchen light back on and cut both these off. And we're going to run the exact same test. We're going to run the exact same test with the two lights, starting with the XT2CR. What we've done is we've set up a little plinker target. It's a little series of 3 targets in the backyard. We've measured it. It's about 25 yards out. We're going to start with the XT2CR just to show you how well illuminated it is. And then we're going to go to the 360x1. See if you can tell a difference through the camera. We think it's really important to measure a distance for a light that's advertised as a tactical light at 25 yards. Because in my mind, you know, if you're going into a building, there are very few spaces where you're gonna see a target or engage a target past that distance. Very few rooms are larger than 25 yards long. So a lot of these lights are advertised at like 180 plus yards. Guys, if you're really light guys and you've used lights out in the open, you're not going to identify clearly a target at 180 yards with a single 18650 cell light. I mean, and if you are, there are some out there that can really throw, okay? Maybe with some you can clearly identify a target at 180 yards. But truly 25 yards is going to, for me in my experience, is going to be your bread and butter. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and turn the kitchen light off again. And then I'm going to start with the XT2CR on high and go to the 360x1 on high and hopefully illuminate that small little target in the back to where you can see it and maybe you can notice a difference for yourself. All right? All right, guys, here comes the XT2CR on high. And if you can see the orange there and you can catch the spill, again, this is still easily one of my favorite beams of all time from a single 18650. I wish that the reliability was there, because if so, I would absolutely still be carrying this light. All right. And now what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to turn this light off yet. I'm going to turn on the 360x1 on top of it and see if you can tell a difference or not. And then I'll turn off the XT2CR. So here comes in the exact same spot from the exact same distance. Here's the 360x1. As much as I love the XT2CR's beam, guys, I'm going to tell you right now, the 360x1 has it beat in every way. And now I'm going to turn off the XT2CR. And this is just the 360x1 by itself. Beautiful spill still. And hopefully the camera's picking it up, because I can see everything, no problem. There's no question. If that was a thread at 25 yards, guys, I can tell what kind of watch he's wearing with this beam. Okay, so we're gonna go and cut that off and turn the lights back on. Come back inside. So guys, final thoughts. That's up to you guys. I know there are a lot of Klarus fans out there, and truly I'm one of them. But I'm an even bigger fan, again, of reliability, because a lot of guys are going to be using this when they really need light. They really need light. Having said that, I wish I could give 2 thumbs up to the new 360x1. To its beam, one of the best across the board from what I've seen. Maybe even the best. But I've already had a step down issue with the cell, and I just can't figure out or get to work the new circular ring. So you guys leave comments. Some of you guys, I'm sure, watching this already have the light. If you've had similar issues, or if you haven't had any issues at all, let us know. I know that Klarus, I think we've even received a message from Klarus, and if they want any kind of feedback, guys, whatever you guys send us is going to help everyone, all Klarus fans out there. So that's the 360x1. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be safe out there. God bless.